Third-party group No Labels could announce its unity presidential ticket by early spring. Founding chair of No Labels, former Senator Joe Lieberman, says the group is eyeing an announcement for March 21st. The organization took another step after its 800 delegates voted nearly unanimously to continue its bid for the White House. The organization wants to bring voters a bipartisan candidate for those not in favor of both Biden or former President Trump. It formed the Country Over Party Committee. It looked for candidates that embrace the group's key values. Joining us now is Chief Strategist of No Labels, Ryan Clancy. Ryan, thank you so much for being here. So, we have this most recent decision in the election interference case, many overwhelmed with these constant headlines from both sides of the political aisle, really. Do you think this decision is a chance for No Labels to capitalize right now?
I mean, look, I think it's a further affirmation that this election is shaping up to be the sequel nobody wants to see. I mean, this is going to be a scorched earth election campaign with these two sides just going at each other, trying to destroy each other. And what the public wants is some leaders that actually will come along and just talk about the issues that they actually care about: inflation, immigration, our situation in the world. And right now, they're not having that debate. They want it. And No Labels is preparing to offer up a ticket that we think could potentially provide it.
So I'm curious, what is the organization's process to select candidates? And will announcing in the spring give the organization a late start, do you think?
I mean, look, we are still 8 months out from the election. I mean, I think most Americans would be happy if our campaigns were shorter. So I think there'd be plenty of time to get to know a candidate. But look, what happened is yesterday, we just announced, as you noted earlier, the creation of this committee, about 13 people on it, that's really going to be in charge of doing outreach to candidates, doing deep dives on their backgrounds. And they're going to make an assessment over the coming weeks as to whether we find people who meet the high threshold to be on the ticket. And if they find those candidates, they'll put it to a vote with our group of 800 delegates from all 50 states across the country.
And how will No Labels choose the right candidates, so to speak, on all sides? What qualities, values, ideas, what are you looking for?
Well, I mean, look, ultimately, what the public is looking for is the absence of what they're getting from both sides. They're looking for strong leadership. They're looking for ethical leadership. They're looking for some leaders who will just tell them the truth and just not play politics with the situations that matter with voters' lives. So, you look at an issue like immigration, both parties have decided they'd rather just campaign on the issue this year than solve it. So we're just going to let people continue to flow across our border by the thousands every day. We're going to force people who are here to continue to live in the shadows. And that is a direct result of both sides' decision to just campaign on the issue and demonize the other side. And that's not at all what the public wants. And we think there's really an opening for a unity ticket to provide a contrast from what voters are currently getting.
Well, let's speak to some of the challenges now. We are seeing reports the DNC is putting a team together to counter third-party candidates. Insiders in both parties pressuring potential candidates not to join the No Labels tickets, telling them they would, quote, lose, be pariahs in their party. What do you make of that? And do you feel it's contributed to the challenges of finding candidates?
Look, it might have, but Kelly, what you just described is exactly why this effort is so important in the first place. Of course, people in both party establishments are not going to like this effort. Now, they'll talk about it with a bunch of high-minded nonsense about they want to protect democracy. They just want to protect their turf. The one thing that the Democratic and Republican Party agrees on today is that they want to own everybody's vote. They want to narrow down the choices because they've almost given up on the possibility of actually providing affirmative reasons for people to vote for them. They want to just demonize and destroy the other side and hope in the end voters will be so scared and hateful of who's on the other side that they'll just come home. And that's not the kind of election we need to have, not given the challenges we have as a country right now.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.